All right, so this is going to be a reading for Leo. And for the Leo that I'm reading for today, I'm seeing that there's something that you really strongly desire, something attached to your idea of happiness, wish fulfillment, and you may not be exactly sure how this energy is going to come through or when. And there could be also this feeling of like knowing that it's coming in, but because you don't see it physically showing up yet in your reality, there could be this feeling of like doubt around it. Like, is it really coming in? When is it coming in? Can I really trust this, that type of energy? But the energy is there for this to come towards you, and in a way, it looks like it already is coming towards you. You're just not seeing it necessarily in the physical, you're just feeling it energetically, so you may not be aware. Now, before I dive into the reading here, Leo, I just want to thank you so much for being here and for receiving this reading. If you would like to contribute your energy to the channel to help me manifest messages that resonate more for you, you can like and subscribe. And if you would like a personal reading, I do offer personal readings. You can email me. My email is available below in the description box. But let's go ahead and dive in here, Leo, and see what's going on. So, your oracle cards for today are letting go, new vision, and ripeness. So it looks like you're in the process of letting go of what you thought something was going to look like in order to open up to what something's actually going to be, or to kind of envision something new for what's possible for you. And with the ripeness card here, it looks like it's time. It's time for something to come in. It's time for something to happen. It's time for this shift to take place. The time is ripe. Now let's dive in to the tarot here. In the recent past, I'm seeing that something was kind of unknown to you or kind of under the surface. In the present energy, I see you kind of seeking clarity on that or trying to figure it out, but possibly feeling unsuccessful in that endeavor, like you're still not really sure. There's something highlighted here about a lack of information or clarity. In the future, I do see you kind of gaining some insight into this. It's not a lot, but it does kind of provide you a sense of, oh, okay, everything is all good. So let's see what's going on here. So there's something that is attached to your stability and your security that was very clear to you, was very stable, you were working towards it, and then you're showing me that you moved away from it, you walked away from it. This could have been a conscious choice, or it could have been something external kind of forcing you away from it, but I'm seeing that it's almost something that you manifested that kind of came from your energy of, okay, it's time for me to depart from whatever this was that was attached to your stability. And then when it comes to your heart space, I see you kind of rushing towards something that you really desire, something very important to you, something attached to your soul and your energy, and something that you're very passionate about too. So this could have been sort of like a hope or a dream that you had. For some of you, it could be attached to a relationship. For others of you, it could be attached to a project or something else. But it's just something that speaks to your heart space and that you felt passionate about moving towards. And you're kind of showing me I had to move away from whatever that thing is that was stable so that I could move more towards my emotional energy or my passionate energies, the things that I have strong feelings for. However, you're showing me a certain uncertainty about what's going to happen next. You know, like logically speaking, is everything going to make sense? Is everything going to work out here? You go from the Queen of Swords to the Knight of Swords, so from this feeling of feeling really sure about where you're headed to not being so sure about where you're headed or what it is that you could expect. And so I see you kind of looking out into the future and maybe wondering, you know, what's coming next after I've departed from one thing and moved towards this other thing. You know, not necessarily you doubting your decision, but just wondering, like, what is it that's coming next? So let's take a look at where you're at in the current energy. I see you kind of wanting to regain your footing or that sureness that you had before of, yes, everything's going to be okay. There could be this feeling of having enough, but not having as much wealth or stability or whatever it was that you had before. And so not really being sure if everything's going to end up okay because you don't have as much of a foundation there as maybe you had in the past. You're showing me a certain level of dissatisfaction with your work or with the process of whatever's kind of going on here. You may feel like you're putting in a lot of energy to this, but you're kind of struggling with receiving a return here, or receiving what it is you think you need, or happiness, or just feeling really successful. There's a feeling of, I'm putting a lot of energy into this, but I'm not necessarily seeing the returns. I'm not necessarily sure if, I'm going to receive what I need here. Let's take a look. You are building. The process seems kind of slow. It also seems kind of incremental. You complete one piece, and then it may be a little while before the other piece comes into play. It may feel like just you're building, but you're building a little bit. You're not really having like the abundance. It's not an overflowing level of sort of success here, and you may feel kind of blocked from really being able to rest and trust that everything's going to be okay when it comes to this being built. So you're kind of putting your energy out into this, but when it comes to receiving, you're not really feeling like you're receiving from the universe or from the energy that you're exchanging with whatever it is you're putting in. So there's a bit of an imbalance there according to what you're showing me and how you're feeling it and how it's showing up in your energy. In the future, I do see things looking up for you. I see you kind of getting a sense of, oh, okay, everything's going to be okay. This could come in Leo season. Leo season could kind of show a turning of the tide for you as you kind of let go of one thing, that energy kind of processes through. You may struggle in this sort of in-between space, and then it's like things kind of look up for you. And I don't see that you're like 100% like, yes, everything's perfect, but I see you start to get the feeling of, okay, everything's going to be okay, and something kind of comes through that gives you that sort of understanding. There's some type of supportive energy that comes through to kind of lighten your load. I also see you kind of realizing like, okay, I just have to power through this period of time, even though it might be stressful or it might be difficult. Like, I'm going to be okay in the long run. I just understand that this is just one part of it, or I'm just at the beginning of this. You may receive support from other people, or you may feel like you have some type of reassurance from other people, a feeling of being supportive of other people kind of having your back. I see a lot of your stress kind of going away, whatever it was that you were worried about and getting really heightened about. There may have been times where you were so stressed about it that you kind of went into overdrive. And I see that kind of coming to an end and you kind of balancing out a little bit with this sort of support that you receive. The pace kind of slows down because you feel more supported. Whatever it is that you're stressed about, I see you kind of that beginning to kind of level out, and that energy kind of slows down. Let's get 3 cards of advice from the universe for Leo. The cards are coming out pretty quickly. You're about to kind of manifest everything that you're looking for. You're just waiting for it to come in. And so I think the message here is a little bit about patience, because you are manifesting that energy. That energy is present for you. It just may take some patience. It may take some time. You may have to hang on a second or wait a second is what I'm hearing. So that's what I have for you, Leo. I hope that this helps. I hope that this resonates, and I'll see you next time.